are you ready for Bible reading? Yes. Okay, very good. I'm glad you're ready. So, we are finishing up our story with Adam and Eve today. So, let's find out what happened after Eve and Adam ate from the apple. So let's find out from the fruit. They ate the fruit. We don't know if it was an apple. Maybe it was an apple, but it was definitely a fruit. Okay, so let's go to this page. This is your last Bible page, and it's attached to this one. So we're going to do both of them today. Okay, are you ready? So let's look again at our words that we're looking for. Remember them? Let's say them together. Adam, Eve, husband, wife, and Satan. Very good. So let's look for these, and we got to circle them. So grab your paper, grab your pen, and as we read, if you listen to those words, you got to circle them, okay? All right, so let's go to this page, and immediately, what do we see on this page? What do you think Adam and Eve are feeling? What do you think they're feeling? Yeah, I agree. They're feeling pretty sad, aren't they? Yeah, very sad. All right, let's find out. Let's put our finger. You got your finger? Okay, very good. Let's put it right here on the first one. G. Odd. Oh, that was our word from the previous lesson, remember? God. God was sad. Uh-oh. So not only was Adam and Eve sad, who else was sad? Yeah. God was sad. Period. Oh, so we have to stop, remember? And look, quotation marks. Oh, what does that mean? Somebody's about to talk. Okay. You ate the food I told you not to eat, he said. Period. Now you must go away from your home. Now you must work for your food. See, beginners, before, when they were in the Garden of Eden and they were obeying the Lord and not touching of that tree, what did they have to do to get food? Nothing. All they had to do is go pick the fruit and pick the food in the garden. And they had everything they needed. In those days, they didn't eat meat. In those days, they ate vegetables, fruits. That was the main food. And so they had everything that they needed. They didn't even need to plant the seeds and let everything grow. They didn't need to work the ground. They didn't need to attend to the garden to make sure everything grew properly. They didn't need to do any of that. They had everything right there in front of them. All they had to do is just pick it and eat it. How easy was that? That was simple, wasn't it? But now that they disobeyed, that meant that sin is disobedience. Sin entered their heart. And now there was going to be a consequence for their actions. Let's see. Adam and Eve were sad too. Quotation. Do you see the quotation? They're about to talk. We should have done what God told us to do, they said. Period. So they felt really bad. They thought we should have done what God said. Now we're going to have to suffer the consequences, right? Nobody likes consequences. Do you like consequences? You know, sometimes when you disobey your mom and dad, your mommy might say, Well, you cannot play on your game for a whole day. Or you're not gonna have ice cream this afternoon like we were gonna go get ice cream. Now you cannot have ice cream because you disobeyed. Right? We don't really like the consequences of our actions. That's why we have to think before we act. We have to think, who am I gonna obey? Am I gonna obey God? Am I going to obey my mom and dad? Am I gonna listen to my conscience, or am I going to disobey? But you have to know that when you disobey, there is a consequence for disobedience, and we usually don't like the consequence. So we have to be smart and think. Okay, let's look here. Something to ask. This is me asking you something, and you've got to answer. And you can even have your mom and dad take a video of you when you answer those questions if you want to send me the video. Okay, so I can see you answering. But if not, at least answer out loud, okay? Let's see. Have you done some things that you should not do? Does that ever happen to you? All right. Did these things please God? No, right? Did Adam and Eve please God? No, they didn't. Why should you try to please God in all you do? Why do you think? Yes, because He is your creator, right? He is the one who made you. And so just for that, we need to be pleasing unto Him. Everything we do it for Him, right? All right, something to do. So now this is something you're going to do. How do you know when something is bad? So look at him. What do you think? How do you know when something is bad? Maybe when it makes others sad. So let's say you're playing with your brother and you're both playing with Legos, and your brother has a Lego or your little sister has a Lego and you want it. And you say, you know, I don't really want the Lego that I have. I want her Lego or his Lego. I'm just going to take it. And you grab it and you take it away, and your little brother or your little sister start crying. Did that make them sad? Yeah, it did, didn't it? So that's a good way to know when something is bad, is when you make others feel sad, right? Okay, another way to find out when something is bad. When God says it is bad. What is that little boy or little girl reading? You see the cross right here? What do you think, what book they're reading? Yes, they're reading the Bible. That's right. Because how do we know what is good or what is bad? Yes, in the Bible it's written. God wrote many, many things. He wrote the 10 Commandments. We're going to learn about the 10 Commandments. In the Bible, He gave Moses the 10 Commandments. Maybe some of you know the story already. Well, in the Bible, it shows us what God thinks is good and what He thinks it's bad. Okay, right here. When mothers and father say it is bad. So when your mom and dad say, don't steal from people, don't take your little brother's toys, that's their property. Don't cheat on your test. When they tell you all that, you have to obey them, right? Because they tell you it's bad, so you know what's bad and what's good because of what your daddy and your mommy tell you, right? And then, look over here. When you know, okay, hold on, I can't see. When you know that you should not do it. What is that called? Do you know? Mateo, do you know what's that called? When you know that you should not do it. When you know in your heart you should not do something bad, what is that called? Your Hoseas? Your Jude? Do you know? Your conscience. That's right. Remember, we know in our heart what is good from what is bad because God give us a conscience. It's the most important thing that we have is our conscience. That's right, because it guides us. All right, so now we know how to recognize when something is bad, right? And we're not going to do it, right, beginners? Good. I'm glad to hear that you agree. Okay. We are done with Bible for this week. Next week, we are going to go on to the next story, but I'm not going to show it to you yet. All right. We'll see you later.